It's how y'all did you eat well? Come on.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another Hollywood Remembers video. Today we're honoring the American stars we've recently lost, along with other beloved figures who have touched our lives around the world. Before we dive in, if this video resonates with you, we'd truly appreciate a like. It helps us continue sharing these heartfelt tributes with the respect and care they deserve. Thank you for your support, and now let's begin. Bobby J. Brown was a steady and dignified presence on screen, best remembered for portraying the officer who carried his own name in The Wire, a series that forever changed television drama. With quiet strength and authenticity, he gave life to a character that reflected integrity, duty, and humanity in a complex world. In one of his most memorable appearances, his calm authority and grounded performance reminded audiences that even in stories of hardship, there is honor in service and courage in restraint. He did not seek the spotlight loudly, yet his presence resonated deeply, especially with viewers who valued substance over spectacle. His passing at 62 after the tragic fire in Maryland marks the loss of a devoted artist whose contribution to television will not fade. For many, The Wire was more than a show. It was a mirror of society, and Bobby J. Brown helped hold that mirror steady with grace. His legacy lives on in every rewatch, in every thoughtful scene, and in the respect he earned from audiences who appreciated authenticity. If his work touched your life, share your memories in the comments. And if you value tributes that honor lasting legacies with dignity, consider subscribing and joining this community as we remember the artists who shaped our generation. Let us celebrate his life with gratitude and quiet admiration. Bruce Neil Froemming devoted more than 3 decades to Major League Baseball, serving with distinction from 1971 to 2007, most prominently in the National League. Born on September 28, 1939, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, he carried Midwestern steadiness onto the field, earning the respect of players, managers, and fans alike. For many who cherish the golden eras of the game, Froemming represented fairness and unwavering composure. In high-stakes postseason moments when stadiums trembled with anticipation, his calm presence behind the plate reminded us that baseball is built not only on great swings and heroic pitches, but also on integrity and trust. His steady hand guided countless unforgettable games, helping preserve the spirit of America's pastime. From 2000 to 2007, he worked in both major leagues, a testament to the confidence the sport placed in his judgment and professionalism. Through changing generations of players and evolving eras of the game, Bruce Froemming remained a constant, a guardian of the rules and a quiet pillar of tradition. He passed away on February 25, 2026, in his beloved Milwaukee, the same city where his journey began. His legacy lives on in every game shaped by discipline, respect, and love for baseball. If you remember watching games he officiated, share your memories in the comments. Which moments stand out to you? And if you value honoring the figures who safeguarded the traditions of our generation, consider subscribing and joining us as we continue to celebrate lives that shape the sports we hold dear. Robert Cosby Jr. will be remembered not as a headline, but as a young man whose life intersected with millions through his mother, Mary Cosby, and the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. In a world that often treats reality TV as simple entertainment, his presence reminded viewers that behind every on-screen story lives a real family, real love, and real vulnerability. Many people were moved by the moments when his struggles were spoken of with honesty, without spectacle, and with a mother's unmistakable devotion. Those scenes resonated because they reflected something timeless, families doing their best, holding on to faith, and hoping for brighter days. Authorities in Salt Lake City have confirmed his death at 23, and reports note the investigation is ongoing, with a suspected overdose mentioned in early accounts. However the details unfold, what endures is the human truth at the center, a life lost too soon, and a family left to carry profound grief. If you're watching today with a heavy heart, let this be a gentle reminder to lead with compassion, especially when the story involves someone's child. May Robert Jr. be remembered with dignity, and may those who loved him find strength in the days ahead. If this story touched you, Leave a comment sharing a message of comfort for the family or a memory of a moment that stayed with you. And please subscribe, follow, for respectful tributes that honor lives with care and grace. There is a particular steadiness in Tim McGraw that feels less like performance and more like weathered truth carried forward. In an industry often dazzled by volume, he has practiced the quieter art of endurance and patience through changing seasons. Long after trends shifted and spotlights chased younger faces, his voice remained grounded, familiar, unmistakably human in tone and spirit. He did not rush toward reinvention for applause, nor did he cling desperately to yesterday's formulas for easy comfort either. Instead, he allowed experience to settle into him, shaping the grain of his music with lived understanding and quiet reflection. That patience is not loud, yet it carries a resonance that many listeners recognize in themselves across passing years deeply. For decades, he has stood on stages large and small, not as a spectacle but as a presence of substance. The songs have told stories of work, love, regret, forgiveness, and ordinary resilience beneath wide American skies and open highways. Yet beyond the charts and awards, there is a discipline that has quietly defined him in daily practice and restraint. He has treated his craft as a lifelong apprenticeship, returning again and again to its demanding fundamentals with steady humility. In conversations and interviews, there is often a measured cadence, a man aware of time's instruction and earned perspective quietly. Success did not arrive without effort, and he has never spoken of it as accidental or owed to mere chance. There is gratitude in him, but it is the gratitude of someone who kept showing up when rooms were uncertain. That constancy has become its own quiet signature, recognizable even when the melody changes and the audience grows older too. Many artists chase relevance. He has cultivated reliability, a rarer virtue in restless cultural seasons of noise and distraction everywhere. Reliability does not glitter, yet it builds trust, and trust invites generations to remain attentive to a familiar voice nearby. Over time, that trust becomes something sturdier than fashion, something closer to shared memory carried in kitchens and cars alike. And in that shared memory, Tim McGraw stands not as a fleeting star, but as an enduring companion through years. There was a period when the pace around him accelerated almost beyond recognition. Stadium tours expanded, collaborations multiplied, expectations rose with every chart debut. Yet in the midst of that acceleration, Tim McGraw revealed something more revealing than ambition. He revealed restraint. While the machinery of fame turned loudly, he refined his attention toward craft, toward the careful shaping of a lyric, toward the responsibility of standing before thousands with something honest to offer. The growth of his audience did not erase the discipline of rehearsal rooms and long nights revisiting melodies until they carried the right emotional weight. This transitional era was not merely about commercial ascent. It was about learning how to carry visibility without being consumed by it. He spoke often of physical training, of strengthening the body so that it could sustain the demands of touring. That commitment was not vanity, it was stewardship. A performer who respects his audience prepares himself to meet them fully, night after night, city after city. In that preparation, one glimpses character more clearly than in any award acceptance speech. At the same time, his musical choices broadened. He allowed tenderness to stand beside bravado, vulnerability to share space with confidence. The result was not contradiction, but dimension. Listeners heard a man evolving in public, willing to admit uncertainty within songs that once leaned heavily on swagger. That evolution mirrored the lives of many who were themselves navigating work, marriage, parenthood, and responsibility. Rather than resist maturity, he incorporated it. Rather than deny change, he translated it into sound. In doing so, he offered permission for others to age without apology. The transition did not dilute him. It clarified him. It demonstrated that growth, when embraced deliberately, can deepen rather than diminish the strength that first drew attention. There is something quietly remarkable about the way Tim McGraw has remained present across generations without ever seeming to chase them. His music has accompanied high school dances, long commutes, wedding receptions, and solitary drives at dusk. It has filtered through different decades, yet it has never sounded borrowed from them. Instead, it carries a certain grounded clarity, as though it were less concerned with impressing the moment and more devoted to reflecting it honestly. For those who first heard him in the 90s, his early songs may now feel like markers along a personal timeline. They remember where they were, who they loved, what they hoped for. Years later, new listeners discovered him through collaborations, film appearances, or simply through the steady endurance of country radio. The remarkable part is not simply that he endured, but that he remained recognizable. The tone matured, the themes deepened, yet the core remained steady. His influence has not always been loud or revolutionary. It has been cumulative. Younger artists have absorbed his example of discipline, his blending of mainstream accessibility with emotional sincerity. They may not always cite him in grand declarations, yet traces of his approach appear in how they balance vulnerability with strength. Influence often moves this way, quietly threading through the fabric of a genre until it feels inseparable from it. In public appearances, there is a composed attentiveness. He listens. He considers his words. He acknowledges the passage of time without dramatizing it. That composure communicates something powerful to an audience that has also lived through change. It suggests that continuity is possible, that one can evolve without losing identity. In this way, Tim McGraw stands not merely as a successful recording artist, but as a steady figure within a shifting cultural landscape. His presence has offered reassurance that certain voices can remain clear even as the world grows louder. In the quiet, after the applause fades and the lights dim, what remains is not spectacle, but presence. Tim McGraw's presence has always carried a particular weight, not heavy with drama, but grounded with intention. There is a difference between occupying space and inhabiting it, and throughout the decades, he has inhabited every stage, every studio, every conversation, with an attentiveness that suggests gratitude rather than entitlement. One senses that his life has never been divided neatly between public and private selves. The husband, the father, the working musician, the man mindful of his health and discipline. These roles appear interwoven rather than compartmentalized. His long partnership with Faith Hill has unfolded not as tabloid turbulence, but as a steady collaboration of two artists respecting one another's strength. That steadiness has offered a counterpoint to the volatility so often associated with fame. It reflects a deliberate choice to value commitment over spectacle. For audiences who have grown older alongside him, this continuity feels reassuring. They have watched him move from youthful intensity into a more measured strength. The voice that once leaned into urgency now carries a deeper timbre, shaped by years of living. It does not strain to compete with younger tones. It resonates with experience. That resonance is not about nostalgia. It is about accumulation, of lessons learned, of responsibilities honored, of moments endured and celebrated. There is dignity in remaining visible while allowing time to refine you. Tim McGraw has not retreated from the public eye, nor has he clung anxiously to earlier images of himself. He has accepted the gradual transformation that life brings and allowed it to inform his art. In doing so, he offers a quiet example. Growth need not be loud to be profound. His career continues, his music continues, his presence continues, steady, composed, and unmistakably his own.